Hello, everybody. Hi.
Hello.
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 So we have wonderful Chandana with us, and we are going to talk about business done different today. So Chandana, tell us about the class. What is it about, and how is it related to life?
Wow, thank you. Thank you, Hiral, for actually having me here and, for us just to
It's
get
a
together and even
pleasure.
talk about this. I'm really, truly grateful, darling. Thank you. And yeah, and coming to the question of what is business done different? It's just a class that for me, it's a class that actually gets you present with your life and with the choices. With every choice that you make, you are you get present with knowing that it's going to create, that energy of um, what is this choice going to create in my life. When we ask that question, for me, just sitting in this class, I've done this class actually a number of times, and for me to become a business done different facilitator was my ask the day even before I became a facilitator. I had hosted Simon in Mumbai. I was one of the hosts. And for me at that time, I was like, I was a bars facilitator. And I said, this is one class I want to facilitate. And this was the only class that my husband also came to
Right
for the
from there
first class.
on,
Yeah, yeah.
being a
And
bar
it's,
facilitator.
and yes, and Hiral, it
Wow.
took me 6 years to actualize it. But that one class, and I've done this class almost 3 times in this course of 6 years, or maybe 4 times. But this class is what actually set me in motion to knowing what I am actually asking to create. Because till then it was more of, okay, I can do this, and yeah, I can do that, and yeah, I can do that, okay, I'll choose it and then see if it works for me. It was a very hit in the dark kind of choices. But having done the business done different got me present with, it's not about it being a predictable choice. It's about it being a light choice.
Yeah.
I mean, how many of us come from the space of, I'll make the right choice, especially in my business. It's about judging the business to be right or wrong, to know whether I should make another choice or not, you know,
Mhm.
based on the same pattern or same area of your life. Whereas if you actually look at business done different, it actually inspires you to look at all the possibilities and having an aerial view of your life from that energy. Like,
Mhm.
okay, these are all the possibilities, and it's not about these are all the possibilities and I'm so confused because I don't know whether to go left or right or straight. It's actually about having an aerial view and saying, I can pick that and that and that and that, and I can choose that and that, because you're literally looking at it from a space of not going into it, but just recognizing what would create greater for you.
I
And
find it
that's,
I find it quite, tricky at times to be from that space, because I tend to go into, oh, okay, see, this is my business. And, okay, if someone is not choosing it,
yeah,
so maybe there's something wrong with my business, with me, or what, oh, I have to get this fixed.
I have the same issue.
I have to
yeah,
present it in a different
yeah,
way. What is it that, so to be in that space
yeah.
where you are completely neutral is the tricky part. And yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind
and
of
that's thank you for that. And yeah, Priyanka, when you said that's for me too, that's just what you want to recognize. That is how we create our life too. From the space of, let me see what's wrong, so now I can change it, so I can get it right. What you're really doing is maintaining a scorecard with your living, with your life, which is about the right and wrong. So your choices are coming from the space of, let me just see what's wrong and why is this not working? I would like more money. Why don't I have the money? Or I would like more ease. Why don't I have the ease? It comes from the space of, let me just find out what's wrong. So now I can have it right. And everything that brought up, can we just try and uncreate that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pork, online shots, boys and beyonds. That's when we actually go into the problem to fix it. But when you go into a problem to fix it, guess what? You become the problem too. You become a part of the problem.
Mm.
But when you have an aerial view of it, you don't go into it. It doesn't come into you. You just look at it and you recognize it and you're like, that's what's required to create greater. Because now you're not focusing on the problem. You're looking, it's like a soft focus where you look at everything. Because when you have that firm focus, solid focus, like, you do in life, like Dane talks so often in the SOP sessions, he always encourages us to have a soft focus. A soft focus is an aerial view where, you see everything. And a stern focus is where you just look at that one thing. Now that's what I got to change. And when you do that, you actually cut off your awareness of everything else that's contributing to you. The creation of your life, to the creation of your business.
So how is life and business, like how does life equals business?
Yeah, great question. This was one thing that I remember I heard Gary say in my first COP class with him. He said, if you're breathing and if you have blood flowing through your veins, you're in business. And you're in the business of living. You're in the business of creation. What you create is a choice. Crap or magic is a choice. But you are in business. In the business of creation. In the business of creating a life. And if you don't acknowledge that, you see, this is where acknowledgement comes in. If you do not acknowledge that you are in business, you're not going to create greater. You're not going to receive from that, because the only purpose of living and the only purpose of having a business is to receive. But if you don't acknowledge, where does the receiving come from? Now you find yourself at the effect of it. Everything that brought up, would you destroy and uncreate that?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, popcorn, nine shots, boys and beyonds. Yeah.
So it just boils down to receiving.
Yeah, and receiving from, and yeah, it's, recently Dane spoke about how if you look at what we've been calling business, if you look at it as a commerce, it's a gifting, receiving, and a contribution, right? And what if that is what business done different is? It's about the gifting, the receiving, and all of this being a contribution. It's like, when you look at, when you look at your life, I had a good day. I had a bad day. Oh, I had a great day. Oh my God, I had a terrible day. You see how we create our life? That's pretty much what we do in business. I had a great day at work today. Oh, I made a lot of money. That's the underlying point of view. I had a terrible day at business today. Oh my God, I sold nothing. You see, that's all the underlying point of view, right? And that's how business and life, business living is one. But if you look at business as a creation, as not about a 1 day and a 2 day and a 3 day and a 4 day, as just, 1 day good day, 1 day bad day, 1 day terrible day, 1 day awesome day. It's all about a judgment there. It's not about receiving. It's about judging it into rejection or judging it into receiving, which is not true receiving. It's just accepting.
Mm.
So everything that brought up, would you all destroy and uncreate that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, popcorn, night shots, boys and beyonds.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, darling.
So basically, if I understood well, it's business is not always related to money, right?
Yeah.
So you can do something which will not forcefully bring you money,
Yeah.
but it will be fun for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Also,
Okay.
also in connection to what you're saying, darling,
Yes.
up until now, if you see in any area of your life, even if you go for an MBA or if you go for any of the business classes or anything at all, you will find people telling you that you do business to make money,
Okay.
right? And your business is judged as successful or a failure based on the amount of money that you're making, which
Yes.
has us actually, in this reality, which has us lumping money and business together. Like money and business becomes one. But money and business is not really one. They're two separate identities. Business is your life and living, and money is a byproduct of that.
Okay.
So when you recognize that, now you're more in control of your life and living.
Okay.
You get that? You haven't lumped an energy into your life and living. That's just a byproduct of your choices.
Okay.
So when you're actually, yeah.
So don't we just do business to, get money? And we do it because we're having fun with it. So it doesn't be, be in our space like it is some a task or something.
Yeah,
And
that's such a
then
great
the
question.
byproduct is the money.
Yeah, yeah. That's such a fabulous question, Hirul, and we talked so much about it in the class. But I'm just going to share something little here because you're asking this. It's such a brilliant question. Something that Gary says is that you're in business for the being. You're not in business for the body.
Oh.
The body requires the money, which is a byproduct. The being is business.
Wow.
So basically,
Yeah,
if you satisfy the being, then the body will automatically get satisfied.
Yeah, it's like if there's a joy of business, which is where this the whole class came around from, the joy of business. So if you have the joy of business, you have the joy of living, which creates the byproduct of money, which your body receives. But most of us look at business as it's for my body, it's for the house I need to buy, it's for the travel I need to do, it's for, it's for the food I need to eat. It's all about the body, 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 body. But in actuality, we got it totally wrong. It's the joy of the being. You're in business so you can be in the joy of creation. That's for the being. So it's something, this class, speaking about the energies of this class itself gets my world to so expand, because I start to recognize how much we've lumped everything together and tried to make it one, and it doesn't really contribute. It doesn't really create. We're just constantly in conflict. It's like, you're forcing a horse to be a cow or a cow to be a horse. It's like, no, I'm a horse. I'm not a cow. It's pretty much the same, right? It's like you're forcing something on yourself. That's not real. That's not true for you.
So I'm beginning to recognize that my core intention for doing business is for my being. But then I bought the lies of this reality that I need to make the money for my body. And then my business went like smaller and smaller.
Yeah, sweetheart. That's a huge awareness. Thank you for that. Yeah, that's what we've done. Because that is this reality. That is business in this reality. That is what, and when you start a business, you may start it from the joy of there's a joy of creation. There's a joy of having, of having fun, of possibilities. You start from there. And then you're asked questions like, but how much money did you make? Did you make money? Oh, you're wasting your money. Useless business. So you buy into, oh, my business was supposed to create only money. To hell with the possibilities. Even if it's creating possibilities, to hell with it. It's not creating the money. So what really created as an expansion of your life, you just contracted it into rejection. And everything that brought up. Can we just try and uncreate that, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, pot, popcorn, 9 shots, poison beyonds. Yeah.
So, Chandana, can you speak a little bit about, what we are going to be, so let's say the manual and, what all is included in the manual.
Yeah. So the manual includes lots of different topics. I can read out a few for you, just for Just for you to know, because there's so many topics we cover. We cover, to begin with, we cover what is creation. Then we talk about completion versus a constant state of creation. We talk about the wrong choices. We talk about being willing to be useless. We talk about we talk about it.
Thing
Deal
I'm
and
not willing to be.
yeah, and that's one of the main energies in business.
Oh my God,
This
that is
class
something.
facilitated me into being useless, and it's a beautiful. It's such a
But
beautiful energy. It's such a fun
Chandana,
energy. Yeah,
you're
love.
not useless at all. So I think that if you're willing to be useless, then you will be the opposite of that.
Yeah, that one. When you're willing to be useless, you can be anything.
That is one thing that I didn't even know I was resisting.
Yeah, yeah,
This is actually a great one. Like,
yeah,
you're willing to be useless. It was like,
yeah, 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 Vanessa. And
because
it's
all the
like,
time
yeah, you're
sorry.
trying to be you. No, don't be sorry, darling. You're trying to be useful, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
And create money. Be useful and create money. That's,
Get it right.
Be
yeah.
validated,
Do it right,
basically.
and get it right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, so then there's so many more wonderful topics about, when we have one foot in this reality, we have one foot in our reality. That keeps you from creating your life. That keeps you from creating the business that you know is possible. And when you're willing to have both your feet in your reality, what can that create? So it's really about your willingness to look at your life and to look at those areas of your um, life and living where creation for you has been a getaway. Creation for you has been a survival. Creation for you has been an existence into a space of where its possibilities and a generative energy.
Yeah, it is a getaway.
Yeah, yeah,
Sometimes escapism as well.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And we talk about about business being a distractor implant also, right? And when we do business from the space of a getaway or escape from my reality, so I don't have to look at my reality. It sucks and I can't run away from it, but I'll throw myself into business, so I'm distracted by it, right? I mean, how many of us have done that? I
Yeah,
did that in the beginning too, but still, until I started to recognize that that's very hard work. It's not fun.
it takes up a lot of energy.
Yeah, it takes up a whole lot of energy. But when you start looking at it as that and acknowledging that you're actually doing that, that's when you can actually ask, what am I looking to create with my business? And what is it that only you know about business? Because your energy, your willingness to be that nurturance and that bioenergetic nurturance towards your business is what creates something different. And you also want to recognize what that bioenergetic nurturance is for you. It doesn't have to be what it is for everybody else.
I still have to look around and search for that answer.
Yeah.
What exactly is that for me?
Yeah.
It's a lot of presence.
Yes. Yeah. And Hiral, it's a 3-day class, but we're doing it in 4 days because it's like because of the COVID times. But what these 4 days bring you into, and I'm not saying it because it's a class I'm facilitating right now and I want you guys to choose it or something. Yes, I would love you guys on, but I'm truly saying it from the space of there is such a possibility from here, such a different way of being, that I recognize because I see the before and after in myself. So I don't have to go out to see what changed for you. I know what changed for me and I know what's possible with this. It's like Yeah. And it's like, are you choosing that difference?
Yes, I have seen you creating all this time, and it is phenomenal. I think the Joy of Business facilitator training was after the CF training.
Yes. Yes, it was. Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was. And I,
amazing.
yeah, and I was not sure if I would do it again this year because, like I said, I had chosen it 3-4 years back when I became a CF. The first class I wanted to become a facilitator of specialty class was a Joy of Business. And every time it was just after the CF training, and I never had the money for it. It was an expensive investment. And for me, it was all about, I don't have the money again. And this time I didn't have the prereqs. I had done one class. They had changed the prereqs because although I had done 3-4 Joy of Business classes, but they changed the prereqs to business done different masterclass twice. So I didn't have all the prereqs. I hadn't even done Gary's business class. So I didn't even have the prereqs, but I just asked Simone, can I sit in the facilitators? I really want to become a facilitator. So she said, yeah, sure. So I sat in the facilitators without my prereqs. And I just threw it in the universe. I said, you know what, universe? No excuses here. I'm choosing this. Bring me the money. So I actually did the facilitators and I got my prereqs later, much later. And yeah, it's
And hug.
literally, I'm choosing this, nothing's stopping me.
Yeah,
Yeah, that one.
awesome.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah,
So it
I
is,
invite you all warmly. Come join us on an adventure of creating a business, creating something different, being different with your business.
yes.
And what can that show up as? I truly wonder.
Yeah, even this call, it was like there was a carpet under my feet and someone just lifted it.
Ah, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Thank you so
receiving my
much.
lovely.
Thank you.
So grateful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.
You too.